78 Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty LDBC. Y'all smash the like button and hit the subscribe. Turn on your notification bell so we notified when I drop a new video. And if you're digging the video, please share the video. All right, so let's talk about it. The interview that has gone viral. Chris Mannix. Surprise, surprise. Didn't know you had it in you, Chris Mannix. He interviewed Mauricio Sulaiman and he gave Mauricio Sulaiman of the WBC the business. All right. He questioned a lot of things. I wish he would have pressed him more on the drug testing stuff, but he pressed Sulaiman on their ranking systems. He pressed them on their sanctioning fees. For those who don't know, the WBC recently stripped Terrence Crawford of his title after beating Canelo because they said that Terrence Crawford didn't want to pay them their sanctioning fee. Terrence Crawford claims that hey, I made a deal with all the sanctioning bodies to pay them. Everybody was cool with what they got except for you. You guys think in the WBC that you're special, that you deserve more than other people. So Crawford, he retired anyway. He's like, man, later for that. I'm not paying that mess. And many of the boxing fans agree with Terrence Crawford that these sanctioning bodies are just being way too greedy, especially when you're not consistent in charging everybody. You're showing favoritism to certain people. Because I know for sure uh, they did not tax Canelo Alvarez or Floyd Mayweather any ridiculous sanction fees because those guys were bigger than the belts. Mauricio needed those guys to help sell his belt as the green belt as the elite belt or something like that. So he let Floyd and Canelo do pretty much what they wanted to do while keeping their belt, never having to really fight the mandatories or anything. And everybody, the whole world knows that, but Sulaiman for some reason think he's outsmarting everybody. So anyway, now Shakur Stevenson, who just defeated Teofimo Lopez. Shakur Stevenson, who was the WBC lightweight champion at 135 pounds, right? A title that he begged for, um, since he didn't want to accept the fight with Devin Haney for undisputed. When Devin Haney moved up to 140 and fought Regis for the WBC at 140, Shakur ended up getting the hand-me-down, the Devin Haney's leftover belt at 135 for the WBC. Now, Shakur Stevenson agreed to move up in weight and fight Teofimo Lopez at 140 pounds. Now, Teofimo had the Ring Magazine belt at 140 pounds and the WBO belt, not the WBC, but the WBO. By Shakur Stevenson moving up to face Teofimo Lopez, his WBC lightweight title would not be on the line. He would only be fighting for Teofimo Lopez's belts at 140 pounds. But yet and still, Shakur Stevenson and his team requested permission from the WBC. Can I keep my belt while I go up here and fight Teofimo Lopez? So I decide what I'm gonna do. They said yes. They said he needs to put it in writing or something like that. Some stupid mess. I hate when people say that. Put it in writing. I'm talking to you right now on the phone, but you're talking about put it in writing. Just whatever. So anyway, Shakur Stevenson proceeds to beat the brakes off of Teofimo Lopez, totally outclass him to pick up the WBO title. The WBC is requesting $120,000 from Shakur Stevenson out of his purse for his winnings with Teofimo Lopez. Shakur Stevenson is saying, "Well, why would I pay you guys $120,000 when your belt wasn't on the line? I'm the WBC champion at lightweight, true, but I'm at 140 pounds, and y'all had nothing to do with this fight." Mauricio feels, no, we do have something to do with it. You know how he talk like Dracula. We do have something to do with it. We allowed you. We allowed you to go up there and blah 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 blah, and you represent us, so you got to pay us. You got to give us a cut at every time you break bread, and you got to break bread with us every time you make some money. That's what the WBC shakedown is all about. Shakur said, "Man, the hell with that." So they stripped Shakur. Sulaiman will have you believe that they basically vacated the belt by not paying sanction fees. All right. So we all know that this is ridiculous. Chris Mannix asked Mauricio about that. He said, "Look, why would Shakur pay you when you guys had nothing to do with the fight?" Sulaiman did some song and dance, "Ring Around the Rosie" that don't make no sense at all. And this is and Maddox had a good point. This is a stupid thing for the WBC to be doing when Zuffa Boxing is in the game now. They're gonna come out with their own belts and they're trying to destroy the old way of doing things. They're trying to destroy the sanctioned bodies of the WBC, the IBF, and the WBA, the WBO. So it will be in your best interest to try to make these sanction fees more affordable for the fighters, or to make this more of a pleasant. You at war right now for your survival. This ain't the time to be bucking up trying to get tough, Mauricio. So Maddox called him out. He said, "Look, y'all didn't do this to Canelo. We didn't even know we know y'all didn't do this to Canelo. Y'all wasn't. You never forced Canelo to fight Benavidez. Benavidez had been Canelo's mandatory for years, and the whole world seen it. And y'all never once forced Canelo to fight Benavidez." Sulaiman says, "No, no, no. This is not true. No, no, no. It wasn't time. We did not order the fight because it wasn't time. And we were about to order the fight when Benavidez himself had moved up in weight." Oh my God, this man blamed Benavidez. He said, "If you just had waited one more month, you could have got it. Forget about the 2, 3 years you waited chasing Canelo. If you just had waited one more month, we almost had you." I mean, unbelievable. So anyway, Chris Mannix also brought up this. Now this is the most damning of all evidence here. So these are the current boxing rankings, I believe. Maddox asked Sulaiman. He said, "Listen, how is it that for your rankings at welterweight, Conor Ben, who is a middleweight, right? Conor Ben hasn't fought at welterweight in years, and when he was at welterweight, he hadn't beat anybody. He hadn't climbed the welterweight rankings to beat anybody. Conor Ben. He was looking for a big fight. It didn't happen. He didn't want to fight Duran Boots. He didn't want to fight Stanley Jonas. Any of them guys. He was looking for fights with Spence and Crawford, big fights. So he didn't fight anybody. He goes up and he goes through this. He gets this. Well, excuse me. Yeah, he goes up to fight Chris Eubanks, and then he gets caught with a banned substance in his system, and he kind of been proceeded to blame it on eating too many eggs. That's how he got the clenbuterol, not clenbuterol, excuse me, the clomid in his system. So, kind of being blamed on the eggs. It was this whole big hoopla, lasted for a few years. Eventually, he got a pass. Right? They gave him a pass. British Board of Boxing, I think. So then, Conor Ben proceeds to fight Chris Eubank at middleweight, 160 pounds. So at this point, he ain't been a welterweight in years. He loses that fight at middleweight. He's devastated. He somehow convinces Eubank to come back and give him another opportunity at the same weight. And Eubank stupidly agrees. Doesn't flex his A side at all. Eubank stupidly agrees and then Conor Ben wins that fight. Conor Ben, who was a weight bully, who made sure Chris Eubank couldn't rehydrate, and that was in the contract in the clause. He now says he's going to come back down to welterweight. Now he hasn't proven he can even make welterweight yet, but he says he's going to come back down to welterweight and he's going to fight. So somehow the WBC puts Conor Ben, who hasn't fought at welterweight in years, they put him over guys like the number 2 guy, the brother from who's number 2. They put him over him, and he just won the WBC Eliminator for him to be number 1. But the WBC somehow justifies this by putting Conor Ben above him. They got Manny Pacquiao at number 3. They got Ryan Garcia at number 4. Now let's talk about Ryan. Ryan Garcia, a guy who famously said he don't belts just collect dust. He don't care nothing about belts. He bigger than the belt. Constantly. Used to spit on the WBC belt. He don't want it. Ryan Garcia used to do. Ryan Garcia fought Devin Haney. The WBC and Sulaiman expressed their concern for Ryan Garcia's behavior in the build up to the fight, but of course, they let Ryan Garcia fight anyway. Um, Clearly, the man was on something, right? It was his action. You could tell he was on something. So Ryan cheats Devin Haney. He misses weight. The weight was supposed to be at 140 pounds. He cheats Devin Haney and comes in 3 pounds heavy, right? And then he tests positive for a banned substance, ostarine, all right? He failed for VADA, and everybody tried to blame Bill Haney and Victor Conte and blah, blah, but nobody tells you about the New York State Athletic Commission that he also popped for, okay? It has nothing to do with Victor Conte or Bill Haney. So he popped dirty. Ryan Garcia did. Now, he was suspended because Ryan took a plea deal. He went in there and behind closed doors and told the New York State Athletic Commission, told them with his lawyer that he was guilty and he took this substance. And they agreed to give him a year because he admitted to it. Had he not admitted to it, they was going to give him 2 years. Right? So Ryan Garcia proceeds to go on some racist rant on social media, talking about, George Floyd and all kind of ridiculous nonsense, right? Before that, his father already went on a racist rant, calling Bill Haney nappy-headed and all that kind of stuff, which they got a pass for that as well, right? So after all of this happens, the WBC says, hey, enough is enough. We are suspending Ryan Garcia indefinitely. We do not support racism. We don't. And I was shocked. I said, okay, look at the WBC. All right, Sulaiman, cool. You don't support racism, so you suspended Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia then comes back after his year suspension. And he gets a title shot for the WBA against Rolando Rolly Romero. Right? He skips past everybody who worked hard in the WBA rankings. Ryan gets a gift. And he fights Rolly Romero for the title. He gets beat up. He loses badly. Ryan disappeared again for another year. He turns down the Devin Haney rematch and said no, he needs time to recoup. Ryan Garcia comes back to boxing, and the WBC magically takes him off of suspension while at the same time raising the level of ostarine that a fighter can have in his system. And then they make Ryan Garcia, they rank him in the top 5 for their sanctioning body. Rank him at number 4. How? How was Ryan Garcia ranked at number 4 when the man was under suspension? He lost. He cheated Devin Haney, and that got overturned. And then he came back and fought with the WBA belt and lost. And he's number 4. So let's take a look at this. The most egregious part is not only did they skip the Sulaiman cat, who is just won at WBC Eliminator to be ranked number 1. Not only did they skip over him, right, but they have Ryan Garcia ranked over Jack Catterall at welterweight, and most egregiously, they have him ranked over Brian Norman Jr. Brian Norman Jr. is a former welterweight champion. He just lost to Devin Haney. So how is Ryan Garcia ranked over Brian Norman Jr. when Ryan Garcia just lost to Rolly Romero and had the fight overturned against Haney and was suspended? Can y'all make this make sense? These are the questions that Chris Mannix was asking Mauricio Sulaiman. Sulaiman, he held the line. He refuses to admit that he's wrong. Oh, I will invite you to our commission, to our convention, and then you can question. Us and how we rank, and then we will welcome critique. But man, shut up, bro. This is so ridiculous. Absolutely absurd. Absolutely. Look at these rankings, man. Absolutely ridiculous. Ranked over Brian Norman Jr. This is all boxing politics. So let's explain how this all works here. Let's try to tell you this before. It's all about who you know. Sulaiman even admitted in the interview. I don't think he meant to say this, but he admitted in the interview he's for the promoter. He's for the promoter. Now, what that means is whoever see these big time promoters, Eddie Hearn, the Oscar De La Hoyas, PBC guys, Top Rank. These are big name promoters, and there's always bidding wars that happen behind the scenes. Payola, underground. How much was it going to cost to get my guy ranked in the top five? How much it going woo woo? And they'll find a way to justify putting a guy like Ryan Garcia in the top five over Brian Norman. They will justify it. They'll come up with some clever terminologies, whatever. And plus, they know most fans ain't gonna say nothing about it anyway. Fans just come up and fans don't got no more. These box fans have no more heart. Like I just got a comment yesterday. But by the time y'all see this video, it's gonna be yesterday. Somebody come to my chat. Well, you fanboy and you glazing Devin Haney. Oh, well, wait a minute. If we're gonna glaze anybody, shouldn't we glaze the people who actually want to fight somebody? Devin Haney put out a hit list and say he'll fight anybody on the list. Matter of fact, let's look at that list. Devin Haney put this hit list out last year. Who else is doing this? What other boxer do you know is putting out a hit list like this and it will agree to fight anybody on the list? Who? Y'all hate Devin Haney because he makes your favorite fighters look like the cowards that they really are. That's why you hate him. And Ryan Garcia is number 10, just so we clear. Y'all can't see it on the screen, but he's number 10. Don't hate on Devin Haney because he's willing to do his job. That's what he's supposed to do. He's a boxer trying to prove that he's the best boxer. He's a boxer who wants to fight the best boxers. He's not sitting around here ducking and dodging and being strategic. Well, I don't want to fight him right now. This ain't a good time. And why are y'all even boxing fans? If this is how you think and this is what you want from the fighters you support, then why even be a boxing fan? We're not playing freeze tag here, hide and go seek. This is boxing. Y'all need to go find y'all a different sport to watch. Go watch table tennis. You understand me? Go watch skateboarding in the Olympics or figure skating. Go do something, bro. Leave boxing alone. Leave it to us, the real boxing fans. We ain't got time for y'all dudes no more. You irritate me every time y'all open y'all funky lips in my chat. Protecting fighters and why you guys like Haney? Haney will lose. Okay, cool. Haney will lose to Shakur, you say. Well, Devin Haney wants to fight. Shakur is the one saying he don't want to fight, and y'all cool with that. Oh, the Tank will knock out Devin Haney. Okay, cool, great. Tell Tank to take the fight. I mean, how many years we gotta wait? 100 years? Oh, Boots are destroyed, Devin. Okay, cool. When Devin moved up to challenge Boots for his 2 titles, Boots moved to 154. This is facts. Oh, Brian Norman go knock Devin Haney out. That didn't happen. So what are we talking about here? Why aren't you supporting the people? You should be supporting in the sport of boxing. The fighters that actually want to fight. The fighters that take random drug testing 365 days a year they can be tested. Every fighter should be signed up for that. So if Devin Haney is paying out of his own pocket for 365-day testing, and y'all love to say Devin Haney ain't got no money and this and that, but then you explain to me why these other fighters ain't signed up for that. Because Devin paying out of his own pocket to prove to you fans that he's a clean fighter. So that nobody can question him. But yet and still, y'all still question the kid. Y'all still talk, oh, snack, he was snack. But you don't say nothing about all these fighters this was snack or were with snack at one point. Virgil Ortiz, he was snack right now. You don't see nobody criticizing him. Right? Mario Barrios, WBC champion. Nobody criticizing him for being with snack. Bam Rodriguez, no criticism for him. And he's supposed to be pound for pound and all this and that. Nobody says nothing about Bam being snack. Nobody said nothing about Ryan being snack before. But y'all reserve y'all criticisms for guys like Devin Haney. So this is when I say boxing is a racist sport, this is what I'm talking about. So y'all can come over here and say I'm race baiting. I play the no one sees it just like you. You're the only one. No, I'm the only one who's going to admit it, right? I'm not going to let you. The rest of these clowns can let you off the hook. You know what I'm saying? The rest of these clowns can pander to you and put taco hats on their head and all that old stupid stuff. That's not what's going to happen over here. Over here, you're going to get the facts and the truth. So anyway, shout out to Chris Mannix. I don't always agree with Chris Mannix, but he did a wonderful job in dissecting Mauricio Sulaiman and calling him out on his BS. 78 Sports TV, salute to the mighty LDBC. Y'all smash that like button, share the video. And above all things, make sure y'all check your boy out on Patreon, patreon.com/78 Sports TV. That's patreon.com/78 Sports TV. Come on over there and get some of that good game. And if you into the Bulldogs, the American Pit Bull Terrier, make sure y'all check me out on my other Patreon. That's patreon.com/Game Dog Talk. I repeat, patreon.com/Game Dog Talk. It's two different Patreons, okay? All right, because I get a lot of people signing up. They're looking for the dogs, but they sign up to my other Patreon, right? Or they're looking for my other Patreon, they sign up to the dogs. Pay attention to what you're signing up for, ladies and gentlemen. 78 Sports TV, I'm about it all. Deuces.